Hi students, good morning all of you. Today our lesson is the phase rule, Pravastha name. Today I want to briefly explain the types of system, similarly and the equation of phase rule, and also the terms involved in the equation of phase rule. So let us start types of system. The systems may be two types. One is a homogeneous system and another one is a heterogeneous system. A homogeneous system is that which has same physical properties and chemical composition throughout the system. Those systems which have identical physical properties and identical chemical composition throughout the system. For example, solution of sodium chloride in water, solution of sodium chloride in water. When sodium chloride is added to water, it is completely mixed in that particular water. So it is a homogeneous system. Similarly, the system that is acetic acid plus ethyl alcohol gives rise to ester plus water. So here all are in liquid phase. All components are in liquid phase. So it is also one of the example for the homogeneous system. So these are the examples for homogeneous system. But heterogeneous system. A heterogeneous system is that which consists of two or more parts having different physical and chemical properties. Heterogeneous system consists of two or more parts and having different physical or chemical properties. Example of heterogeneous system is ice water vapor system. Actually, water, it may be in liquid form, it may be in solid form, it may be in vapor form. When these are in equilibrium with each other, then it is called heterogeneous system. That is, ice water vapor system is the best example for a heterogeneous system. In this system, the three portions are physically distinct. That means ice, it is a solid; water, it is a liquid; vapor, it is a gas. So in this system, the three portions are physically distinct and can mechanically be separated from one another. So ice water vapor system is physically in this system the three portions are physically distinct and can mechanically be separated from one another. So this is the best example for heterogeneous system. Next, the important topic, that is the phase rule. An American physicist, Willard Gibbs, in 1874 put forward a generalization, that is important generalization for the study of behavior of heterogeneous systems. Once again I repeat, an American physicist, namely Willard Gibbs, in 1874 put forward an important generalization for the study of the behavior of heterogeneous systems. Actually, this rule cannot be expressed on hypothetical assumptions. This rule cannot be expressed in words. However, it may be stated mathematically. That is, F is equal to C minus P plus 2. This is the phase rule equation. F is equal to C minus P plus 2, where F is the number of degrees of freedom, C is the number of component, and P is the phases of the system. So this is the equation of phase rule, that is F is equal to C minus P plus 2, where F is the number of degree of freedom, C is the number of component, and P is the phases of the system. Phases of the system. So now I want to discuss about the definitions briefly. In the examination point of view, in the semester examination point of view, I only explain briefly about the definitions. So first one is the phase or phases. The homogeneous parts of a heterogeneous system in equilibrium, which are physically distinct and mechanically separable, are termed as phases. Once again, I repeat, what is the definition of phase? The homogeneous part or homogeneous parts of a heterogeneous system in equilibrium, which are physically distinct and mechanically separable, are termed as phases. Example, in freezing water system we have three phases, that is ice, water and vapor in equilibrium. So in the freezing of water system we find that there are three phases are in equilibrium. One is ice, that is solid, another one is water, that is liquid, another third one is vapor, that is gas. These all are in equilibrium. So the water system has three phases. One is solid phase, one is another one is liquid phase, and third one is vapor phase. So these are the physically distinct and mechanically separable. So these are the called as phases. Similarly, another example is a mixture of two or more gases and a mixture of two or more miscible liquids are homogeneous. So in such system, phase is one. Suppose if we take the mixture of gases or a mixture of immiscible liquid, mixture of miscible liquids, not immiscible, miscible liquids. So in such cases, the system may be desired as homogeneous. It is considered as homogeneous. So in such systems, the phase is one. That is P is equal to 1. The number of phases P is equal to 1. A system consists of only one phase is said to be homogeneous. Very, very important. A system consists of only one phase is said to be homogeneous. Thus, air, that is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, etc., is the most common example of a one phase system. Very, very important. So air, it is a mixture of, air is the mixture of so many gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and water vapor, that is a steam, water vapor. So it is the air is the most common example of our one phase system. Next, components. I only explain the brief definition. The components are the number of chemical individuals present in the system cannot be considered as the components of the system. The number of chemical individuals present in the system cannot be considered as the components of the system, but the number of components of a system at equilibrium defined as the minimum number of independently variable constants by means of which the composition of each phase present in the system can be expressed either directly or in the form of a chemical equation in which zero or negative values also permissible. Very, very important. Once again, I repeat this one, that is the components. The definition of components. Components means C. C means in phase equation. We know that phase equation. What is phase equation? F is equal to C F is equal to C minus C plus 2 minus P, or similarly F is equal to C minus P plus 2. Sometimes it is also written as a P plus F is equal to C plus 2. P plus F is equal to C plus 2. Once again I repeat, P F is equal to C minus P plus 2. So here in phase equation, that is F is equal to C minus P plus 2. Here F is equal to number of degrees of freedom, C is equal to number of components present in the system, P is equal to number of phases. Already we discussed about the phases, number of phases, definition of the phases. Now I want to discuss about components once again. The number of components of a system at equilibrium is defined as the minimum number of independently variable constants by means of which the composition of each phase present in the system can be expressed either directly or in the form of a chemical equation in which zero or negative values are also permissible. Let us apply this definition to some simple examples to make it clear. Water system. Water system has three phases, that is ice, water and water vapor. That is solid, liquid and gas. However, the composition of all the three phases is expressed in terms of only one chemical compound, that is H2O. The chemical compound of ice is H2O, chemical component of water is H2O, and water vapor is also H2O. Thus, the water system has only one component. So, water system is always called as it is a one component system. It is a one component system. Similarly, sulfur. Sulfur system although has four phases, that is monoclinic, rhombic, liquid and vapor. Monoclinic, rhombic, liquid, vapor. It is also one component system because the composition of every phase can be expressed in terms of sulfur only. So sulfur is also termed as it is a one component system. Sulfur system is a one component system. Okay, next one. So these are the one component systems. Next one, decomposition of calcium carbonate. So this is the calcium carbonate. It is a solid. When it undergo decomposition, it gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium oxide is a solid and carbon dioxide is a gas. Thus there are in all three constants forming three different phases. None of these constants can be used to express the composition of all phases, but the composition of each phase can be expressed in terms of only two of the constants, making the quantity of one of three either zero or negative according to need. That is, in the decomposition of calcium carbonate, each component can be expressed in terms of two of the constants. Suppose, for example, if the constants chosen are calcium oxide, carbon dioxide, then CaCO3 expressed as CaO plus CO2. CaO is expressed as CaO plus 0 moles of CO2. CO2 expressed as 0 moles of calcium oxide and 1 mole of carbon dioxide. If calcium carbonate and CO2 are selected as components, Then calcium carbonate expressed as 1 mole of CaCO3 plus 0 moles of CO2. CaO expressed as calcium carbonate minus 1 mole of CO2. Carbon dioxide expressed as 0 moles of calcium carbonate and 1 mole of CO2. Similarly, if calcium carbonate and calcium oxide are the chosen as components, calcium carbonate expressed as in terms of CaCO3 plus 0 moles of CaO. CaO expressed as 0 moles of CaCO3 plus 1 mole of CaO. Carbon dioxide expressed as calcium carbonate, 1 mole of calcium carbonate minus 1 mole of CaO. So, in this way, we can express each and every component in terms of two constants. Since at least 2 out of the 3 constants are required to represent the composition of the all phases, and the system is this. So this system is a 2-component system. It is the simply 2-component system. Why it is 2-component system? Since we need at least 2 out of the 3 constraints are required to represent the composition of the all the 3 phases in the system. Next, similarly, ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is also a 2-component system. It is also a 2-component system. Next, finally, degree of freedom. It is also called as variance. It is also called as variance. The very important variables that are pressure, temperature, and composition of the phase. Pressure, temperature, and composition of the phase are the factors which can affect the equilibrium of a system. Thus, the minimum number of variable factors such as temperature, pressure, and composition of the phases, which must be arbitrarily fixed in order to define condition of the system completely, is termed as degrees of the freedom of the system. Once again I repeat, the minimum number of variable factors such as temperature, pressure, and composition of the phases, which must arbitrarily fixed in order to define condition of the system completely, is termed as degree of freedom of the system. These are the minimum number of variable factors like temperature, pressure, and composition. For example, a gaseous mixture of 2 or more gas is completely defined when its composition, temperature, pressure are given. Thus, a mixture containing 40% of carbon dioxide, 60% of nitrogen at 25 degrees centigrade, and 760 mm pressure is perfectly defined. Thus, a mixture of gases is a system with 3 degrees of freedom. So, it is a trivariant. It is a trivariant. That is a mixture of gas. That is a gaseous mixture is a trivariant system. Trivariant system. Why it is a trivariant system? To define the condition of a gaseous system, we need 3 variable factors, that is temperature, pressure, and composition. So these 3 are required to define the condition of a gaseous mixture. So it is a trivariant. That means here F is equal to 3. F is equal to 3. For example, for a gaseous mixture, C is equal to, already we know that C is the number of components. Here, for example, 40% CO2 and 60% NO2. Here number of components 2, number of phases is equal to 1. Then substitute these values in our phase rule equation, that is equal to F is equal to C minus P plus 2. F is equal to, C means here 2 minus 1 plus 2. That is 4 minus 1, that is equal to 3. Therefore, for a gaseous mixture from phase rule equation, it is evident that the number of degrees of freedom is always equal to 3. Similarly, in the system of a gas obeying ideal gas equation, that is PV is equal to RT. If the two quantities of out of 3, that is pressure, temperature and volume, are fixed, and the third quantity will have one definite value. Thus, in order to describe the system having one gas, it is necessary to fix up two factors. It has 2 degrees of freedom. That is, it is a bivariant. The phase rule also leads to same result. For example, for a one gas that is that is equal to P is equal to 1 and also C is equal to 1. Then F is equal to 1 minus 1 plus 2, that is equal to F is equal to 2. That is for a one gas system, the number of degrees of freedom is 2. So for a one gas system, in order to describe that system, we need 2 variables. It is necessary to pick up 2 factors to define that particular system. So it is bivariant. Next one, for the system water in equilibrium with its vapor, temperature is the only quantity which has to be fixed. Hence, it has 1 degree of freedom. Once again, I repeat this one. For the system, water in equilibrium with its vapor, water is equilibrium with water vapor. For this, temperature is the only quantity which has to be fixed. Hence, it has 1 degree of freedom. Such systems are also called as univariant. For this system, if we apply phase rule, F is equal to C minus P plus 2. Here the number of component is 1 and the number of phase is 2 plus 2. So we got 1, F is equal to 1. So for the system where water is equilibrium with its vapor, the number of degrees of freedom got from the phase rule equation is 1. That is, only one variable factor is fixed to define the system, that such type of system, that is temperature. Similarly, the system of ice, water vapor requires no further statement. That is because 3 phases can coexist in equilibrium only, and one definite temperature and pressure at one definite temperature and pressure. Hence, the system will have no degrees of freedom. It is invariant. For example, ice, water, vapor. So here the number of phases is equal to 3. And the component C is equal to 1. C is equal to 1. Now applying phase rule equation, F is equal to C minus P plus 1. That is here C is equal to 1, P is equal to minus P, and that means minus 3, P is equal to 3 plus 2. Here that is 0. That is 0. So for ice, water and vapor system, if we substitute the number of phases and number of components in the phase rule equation, then we got F is equal to 0. So it is an invariant or zero variant. It is invariant system or a zero variant system. So once again I repeat this one. The system of ice, water, vapor requires no further statement because three phases coexist in equilibrium only at one definite temperature and pressure. Hence the system will have no degrees of freedom. It is invariant or zero variant. Okay, so dear students, this is today class, that is types of system, heterogeneous system and homogeneous system, and the phase rule equation, which is put forward by the Gibbs in 1874, and we discussed about already in this class types definitions of the terms involved in the phase rule equation. So please listen to our more times this video. While listening this video, please make notes. It leads to effective learning. Thank you one and all.